Hi, this is Mrs. Nelson. We're looking at Unit 8, Lesson 13, the median of a data set. The objective says I can find the median for a set of data. Median is a word that means middle. So when we talk about finding the median for a data set, we're trying to find a middle value, which is a measure of center, which then tells us what is typical for the data. So just like the mean, the median tells us what's typical for the data. Here is a table that shows students' scores for 10 rounds of a video game. So you can see we have some scores, and if I scan those scores, it looks like the range is in between 120 and 190 points. So if I wanted to find the median, or the middle, then I would need to look to the middle of the data set. Now, if I look just to the middle as it is, then it looks like my middle is in between 130 and 120. But if I had taken these scores in a different order, then I might have 160 and 190 in the middle, or I might have 150 and 140 in the middle. So I have to, when I have a set of data, I have to put the data in order from least to greatest. That way it doesn't matter how or when or who collects the data. We have a systematic way of looking at that and looking for that middle value. So I'm going to create another chart, and I'm going to start listing those values, those points, in order from least to greatest. So scanning the list, I see that I have two 120, so I'll put those in there. Next highest are 130, and I see that twice, so I'll put those in there. And then I scan and see all the way to the very end, 140. And then next I see 150, and I'm actually going to stop there because median means middle. And if I know that I've listed my data points in order from least to greatest, I can stop when I get to the numbers that are in the middle, or the number that's in the middle, if I feel good about the fact that the remaining numbers are in fact greater than 150. So I have 170, 160, 160, 190. Yes, they're all greater, so I have put these in orders from least to greatest. So I'm going to look to the middle. There's 10 data points here. So my middle is actually right in between points 5 and 6. So I have 140, that's my fifth unit from the left, and 150, which is my fifth unit from the right. And I have to find the middle, which is actually in between them. If I said the median was 140, that'd be too low for this data set. If I said the median was 150, that would be too high for this data set. So I've actually got to find the value that's smack dab in the middle of those two numbers. So in the very middle of my data set is my median, and in this case it would be 145. The median, or middle point, of the data is halfway in between 140 and 150, and it is 145. Our objective says I can find the median for a set of data. Again, we looked at the median, which is a measure of center, which tells us what's typical for this data set. So we could say generally the students scored 145 points in 10 rounds of a video game. Thanks for watching.